Well, the challenges that we face basically are, well, you know, we are experiencing climate change. This is the new normal now. It is here to stay. It is happening now as we speak. We are experiencing sea level rise. And one of the things with climate change is that small islands tend to be the temperature gauge by which the impacts and effects of climate change is measured.
Hurricane Maria came ashore as a Category 5 in September, and really Dominicans have no place to go when it's in a storm. Every community has a shelter, but their houses and everything else is really susceptible to climate change. You can see by the way the village is up here that it's inches between the sea on a normal day and people's front doors. And when storm surge comes in, or even a bad tropical storm, let alone a hurricane, a lot of this is underwater. A lot of this area that we're driving through right now is underwater.
A Category 5 storm is not something anyone wants to experience. It is a very horrible situation. It begins lightly, slowly, and then over 2, 3, 4 hours later, it can be very terrifying. Your house where you are is just being ripped apart, and you might hear screams, and it's just a very horrible situation. And if you're a poor country and it comes right over you, chances are your life is pretty much shattered, and you have to start again. So that's what I would say about a Category 5. I mean, this one, we were not expecting a Category 5.
It's a really difficult situation. Dominica really is on the front lines of climate change. The Prime Minister had this great saying when he spoke in front of the UN the week after Maria, or just a few days after Maria, and said, "I come to you from the front lines of a battle we did not start, a war that we did not start, but one that we must fight." And they're right. Dominica didn't have a huge global role in climate change, but yet these are the people that are suffering the consequences of development of other countries.
I was alone, in a building right here at Rosalie. And the noise is probably the most terrifying thing. It blows very loud. Burst your windows, smash your windows, smash your doors. And you're wondering whether your house is going to be crumbling on top of you. For sure, you're not going to go outside. If you have to die, you'll die inside. Your mind will not tell you to go outside, because outside is death.
It's unimaginable, and to many of us who lived through it, it's still unimaginable because you didn't face it. You didn't go out and experience it. You were hidden in a hole, hidden in a bathroom, sitting in a toilet, lying in a bathtub. My wife and I wrapped in a mattress, and while our house was completely destroyed. We all had trauma. Then you wake up, and I think the trauma of waking up and seeing what's happened to your community and to your environment, where there are no mangoes, there are no coconut trees. We didn't have coconuts on this island for over a year. We didn't have bananas for over a year. All those things that is part of what we lived on a day-to-day basis is just erased, is gone.
So you never see these parrots when there's ample coverage, ample ground cover. You never see these guys, but now you see them everywhere. People think that it's because of a lack of food. There it goes.
I just want to erase it from my mind because, you know, there are some photos that I refuse to take because it was too bad. Bodies are here, bodies are there. Things are smashed. You don't want to take that photo because you don't want to remember. You don't want to remember that.
The challenge of something like Hurricane Maria is in your face, catastrophic. But on the other side of it is that this far down, we've all changed. We all now appreciate what we have so much more. We're all more open to new ideas. We're more realizing that we need to protect what we have. Things like solar energy. People were not against solar energy, but what's the point? We didn't have electricity in this community for 10 months. Attitudes have changed. Everybody is more open to new ideas. Everyone's open to coral restoration, solar energy, resiliency in your water supply, resiliency in your food supply, all of these things. And also the value of community, because none of us would have survived without this community. Coming together, working together, saving everything, giving to your neighbor, working with your neighbor. It changed everything.
There are quite a bit of other challenges, including the pollution on the beaches, pollution in the ocean, the problem with the sargassum weed. This is something that turtles have to battle.
This wave of a profuse amount of sargassum that we are now seeing was not the norm. I think this has come with climate change as well.
Oh, well, this is a weed that comes from the Atlantic that journeys to the Caribbean region on an annual basis. This is a weed that really pollutes our beaches and some of our coastal areas. And when that happens, you know, it's really chaotic for some of the nesting turtles. And even turtles that are successful in laying eggs, when the hatchlings going out, creates problems for them as well.
We are seeking to adapt to this mass of seaweed that comes on the beach and it disrupts everything. So it's a two-pronged approach. You clear the beach and you also provide a means of livelihood for the poachers through composting and using it in agriculture and boosting organic farming, which can fetch a good price and further provide some level of income to those persons. You know, so we are trying to see how we could make it a win-win situation. You know, because a poacher can make quite a bit of money from just killing a turtle. So you have to give him something that is probably a little more than if you were to kill a turtle. You understand?
Erica and Maria dumped a lot of debris on the beaches, and we're seeing changes in beach profile. You know, sometimes the beach profile will change from year to year, and so all of this, you know, are challenges that the turtles, you know, have to battle with, as well as problems with fisheries, like fishermen taking turtles in nests and spearfishing and so forth.
We still have people here, and we still have the same feeling and the same concern for the people. And that's why we're building that, with the expectation that we will continue.
For sure we're continuing the turtle project. We have no choice about that one.
We are now on track to establishing, or at least building, the first climate resilient nation in the world, because we realize that climate change is here and it is not going away. In fact, in everything we do now, we have to mainstream climate change in our design, not mitigate anymore. It's planning for climate change effects and impacts. So somebody coming to Dominica will probably get some first-hand pioneering experience on building a climate resilient nation. So come on down.